welcome back to Talkin Spit After Hours. We're your hosts, TJ Bay, Siren Low, Creflo, and Alan Poe, aka Al Loco, aka Al Pollo Loco. We're back once again.
AKA Alquidad. Go ahead.
Aka Aloysius. Anyway, we're back once again, new episode, you know what I'm saying, kicking with the homies. As you can see that we have another guest host, someone who we hope is going to be on here every now and then, not primarily because she has bigger things to do. She has, better job, but I'm sure you guys have seen the episode where we introduced her before and interviewed her before. So once again, we have Jeneal Hill on the podcast. So everyone clap it up.
What up?
I said, clap for me.
Clap for me, bitch.
Clap. How the hell you gonna have a goddamn clap? Yeah, fool.
Hi. How are y'all? Thanks for having me.
Doing well. What's been good with you lately?
Oh, nothing much in reality TV. On OWN, airs on Saturday.
Go ahead, give me your handle then.
Right. It's not mine. The show is Love and Marriage Huntsville. Airs on Saturday. Well, actually, the last episode aired, I think, 2 weeks ago. It'll be back September 16th.
You guys got picked up for another season?
No, we shot 2 seasons back to back. So the season that I just finished is the second half. So it's that we're working on it right now.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. So.
Man, that's what's up. So,
how are you?
My
guys?
brother Al, Byron, how y'all doing, man?
Doing well. Can't complain much. School started, so kids out the house. That's always a plus. Get a little bit of adult time.
What you mean by that?
Oh, working on bills, paying bills, doing grocery shopping, things of that nature, man.
That's what you mean when you say adult time?
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, that's
Jeez, so excited. Yeah. I don't want to grow up.
I thought you were going to talk about walking around butt naked ready to get something. What are we doing? You were talking about paying bills and shit. Adult time.
Yeah, I mean, I really didn't think I had to go in depth in it. You know what I'm saying?
Morning jog. Yeah, goddamn, man. Shit, go to an adult theater or some shit, man.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's funny you say that. Hey, it's funny you say that. Rest in peace, Pee Wee Herman, man.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
I took a picture of Pee Wee Herman bike. You see that?
He's innocent.
Yeah, I know. When he died, man, he looked good for being, what was he, 70, 72?
That was a recent photo?
I believe that. I thought it was. When I looked at it, I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything like, I don't know if anything was recent, but that was the recent photo I seen. I was just like, damn.
Hanging out in the playhouse did him well.
Yeah, man, you never get too old. But yes, rest in peace, Pee Wee and stuff like that. So I'm sure we're all itching to get into some of these topics, because we have a very interesting show for you guys today. A lot of different topics, and this time we're gonna go and get the room a little quicker because I was informed that I take too long to talk. So
shorten that wind.
All right.
I don't know. I had nothing to do with that Titan.
That's all good. It's all good. So I'm going to be first up back here. And since we were talking about, Pee Wee Herman, asking how everybody was doing, my first topic that I would like to talk about is people and how they interact with each other. What it was different from, I'll just give us a instance. Say when we were younger, like around the 80s and 90s, well, I guess for you guys, we'll say the 90s because y'all was a little so around the 90s, what's the difference from interaction with people from today to back then? Let's see. Al, go first, man. You look like you thinking kind of hard about that, so go
I
ahead.
kind of was. So originally when you had the question, I was thinking of something totally different. So
Okay.
when you say interaction, is it with each other as far as like on a friendship level, like two people, or is it just
No. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go in depth with it a little more. So, say when you're walking through the grocery store, which you're doing on your adult time,
Mhm.
you're so you're walking through the grocery store, right?
Adult time, Alan.
And there's someone in the store, just whatever, they're in the way or whatever, and you bump into them or something like that. And what would be what do you think that's different about the interaction today as opposed to as it would have been in the 90s? That's just an example.
right?
I mean, there's many instances that can happen, but just use that one for an example.
I think the internet kind of ruined interaction between human beings forever. Only because, we grew up without having internet. So of course we walked down the streets. We used to go play football on everyone else's block. So you had more interaction. You got to meet people's families. They knew your face, you knew their family's face, and then your parents eventually knew each other, right? To where it was more of a community aspect.
Yeah.
Now with the internet, everyone's keeping to themselves. COVID actually helped that out. So now everyone's even more distant. And that's just how I feel about it. So there really is no more interaction per se, face to face.
I think Alan hit it on a dot. The last
Go ahead.
point,
Go ahead,
because
Byron.
the first point he was talking about, I feel like it's just a bunch of baloney. The internet been around, motherfuckers been cool with each other when the internet was around. Not the internet. It was COVID-19. I don't know you. Don't touch me. Don't look at me. That's how it's been since COVID-19.
Right.
I still don't give people handshakes and hugs. The club sucks. I can't give you you might give somebody a dance, that might be your last dance. Someone might give you a drink, that might be your last drink. Nobody knows how deadly this disease is because it keeps having new variants every other month. Keep telling us we got to put. She's in the music. She's in the acting business. She probably took about 7 vaccines by now. You know what I'm saying? Just to get on reality show.
I've only taken 2. I stopped at the second one, and although I don't have to disclose that, but nonetheless, I've been traveling without a mask, and I wish I didn't have to get the 2 that I got, but I got them for work, and because I'm a money-hungry whore, I needed to go back to work. So I got my 2 shots, got back to work, and I was done after that. But yeah, I mean, the variants are out there, but I was in the state of Alabama. They don't recognize COVID. I was in Miami. They don't recognize COVID. They just live their lives. That was a place where they actually wanted the vaccine to spread so then your body can be immune to it. I don't know if people agree with that, but that's sort of what their theory was. And I operated in a space where, yes, our team had to wear masks, but yeah, we just
it.
But to the point, I do think I agree with Alan and Byron. I do think that people socializing, I feel like the internet has kind of hurt that in terms of talking to people or strangers or interacting with people. You have to kind of autocorrect.
All right. Well, I got a question for you then. So, you being a woman, how is it? What's different with the interaction?
Pronoun, or if that was what I actually. No, I'm just joking.
No, I was just saying, like, because it's different for if it was a man that did that or bumped into you in the store. How would your interaction be with
if a man bumped into me at the store?
Yeah, I mean, he was cordial or whatever, it's just like, how interaction is. Nobody's like, you said COVID, don't touch me, do all that, yada, yada, yada. Are you, how do you?
I think just in general, one, I would make sure if he was cute, I probably would have a nice reaction.
Okay, see, that's
I'm saying. So you're saying it's bump into folks. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, that's how I meet people. I'm social. Listen, I say hello to strangers. I'm the girl who walks by and be like, damn, you can't speak? Even if, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I come from the, like, walk by, say hi. I don't say hi to everybody. I'm just saying, like, maybe in your work environments or if you're shopping, it's okay if you make eye contact with somebody and give a ladies, give a smile, guys, give a what up. You know what I mean? I think that's what people used to do, right? I kind of go with the rules of what people used to do because I'm a social human. So I break the rules, I guess. I don't know. Run into me if you are, if you run into me, excuse me. You know what I mean? And if you happen to be cute, hey. Thanks for running into me. If not, you're bad. Have a great day.
All right, I got another question for the
I got so
panel.
many questions right now.
Hold on.
Real fast. All right, go ahead.
Hold on. All right. So I got a question. Ask this. So you probably have some of you have thousands of friends on Facebook, right? I don't know, but if you have thousands, say you have 5,000 friends on Facebook, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure you probably know about 200-300 of them. So when you actually see the people that you noticed on Facebook, but you never really interacted with them, when you see them in person, do you make it a point to actually say hi to the people, or do you just keep it Facebook friendly and keep it moving?
It's crazy because now that I'm home, I run into a lot of faces that are familiar. And or I know their face or I don't know them. I will speak, but I will not go out of my way. Only because it's interesting. Like in Seaside, it's smaller. Like, for example, your original question in the way I thought it was the way you presented it first, Titan. So like I never really spoke to y'all growing up, right?
Right.
I mean, whether
I wasn't popular back then. Nobody spoke to me. So.
How old were you though? How old are you?
I'm 40.
Oh yeah, you were the same age. You went to what, Monterey High?
Seaside High.
Uh-huh.
I was a popular. I was a freshman. You the senior, probably doing your thing. You feel me? Captain of the fucking cheerleading squad. I'm just
I was a
fifth string freshman. You feel me?
Yeah, I didn't do any of those things. I smoked a lot of weed and did not pay attention to anybody. But I made it. You will too, kids out there listening. But no, I would speak to answer your question, but I probably would not go out of my way if I didn't have a good rapport or pass with you.
Okay.
I say hi, but I'm not like.
So now we're just talking about how your whole grocery store scenario, right? So
yeah.
What is the worst and what would be the best place to actually bump it into someone as far as in the store?
The worst or the worst? What? I don't know.
You mean what aisle in the store?
Yeah.
Does that matter?
Definitely not the toiletries where the toilet paper and all that is. Yeah, you
No, I definitely feel that one. No, I was thinking like the produce section.
Well, that's very common for people. People meet the produce section. Whatever. But I guess that kind of depends. I guess because if you meet the meats and shit like that, cause you. It's
If you're waiting, that'd be better. Waiting for cold cuts gives you an opportunity to run into someone and talk to them.
Right. So I
don't know.
I say produce.
He said produce.
We just sit there and you guys make eye contact and then she orders the sausage.
Or what do they say? They pick up the eggplant and be like, oh see, but nowadays a lot of kids would know what that means nowadays. I didn't know what that meant at first, guys. You know what I'm saying? What the eggplant was. So, and then I remember
for a long time.
Yeah, I remember. Oh man, it'd be crazy now how you can just literally talk with pictures and communicate with a bunch of little pictures, and that a lot of people will know exactly what you're saying.
Okay, that's a great point, and I'm sorry to jump off track. So, do you think when you said that we speak with pictures? So now, are we digital cavemen and cave women?
I mean, the younger generation is becoming that way because, like you said, Jeneal says she still practices those stuff. She says hi to people and that So the younger people, yeah, all they want to do is they want to see how much you have, how much of a following you have. If you got like 10, 13,000, if you got more following than they got, you're good. But if they got more than you, then you don't mean shit.
Yeah, you have to teach your kids social skills now. You got to literally get them off
Yeah.
the phone. And when they walk past people, teach them to say hi, or, I don't know.
It's very rare that you'll see a kid or like a young man now that, like when you meet him, he'll walk up to you, shake his hand, and introduce himself to you. Very rare.
Yeah.
And when I do see that, I'm dumbfounded.
Note to those who have children, write that down and add that to the list of things to do to teach your kids.
Yeah, but then again, you're worried about somebody running up on you.
I mean, it's like if you're going to an actual outing, say you're going somewhere and you're going to meet with people and your kids are with you, it's a safe space to teach them that, right? Like,
gotcha. Okay.
Or, not like just walk up to a random stranger, like, hi. No.
Hold on, I want to ask Byron this, Kev. Byron, so you got, Byron, how many friends you got on Facebook?
I have 5,000 friends.
So out of the 5,000, how many do you know personally?
Walk around and get 300 to 5, maybe 300 to 500 people, maybe.
So out of those extra 4,500 people that you might possibly see, do they ever say anything to you when they see you, or do you ever say anything to them?
I don't never say that. Well, I say something if they say what's up to me, like I seen your video or something, they get to turn into a fan, I have to act like, I got to act like I'm somebody special and tell them thank you and do all the square shit, you know what I'm saying? But I be getting out of there fast as hell, you know what I mean? I'll be trying to sit around and talk too long. Like, I like that video. Okay, cool, all right, peace.
See, Byron, one of them what's them the kids today?
Millennials or?
Nah.
I think we're
parents. Nah, they're millennials. Byron, y'all are millennials.
Yeah.
Gen Z?
Is it Gen Z?
No,
or Gen
no,
X? X, isn't it?
It's Gen X.
We were Generation X.
Nah, we're the one right before them.
Yeah.
It starts 1965 to 1980 is Gen X, is what it says.
Okay,
y'all baby boomers. Y'all the ones that fucked everything up.
Boomers are before
baby boomers, nigga.
Baby boomer, nigga. We were born in the 50s, nigga.
He's a baby boomer, nigga.
Our parents was, nigga.
Yeah, I think our parents.
All right. Well, let's move along.
Turn the page.
You think we've kind of
I appreciate you guys. Yeah, I appreciate you guys and answering my question for me. I was just thinking about that.
I have a question for you, Titan, for your question. How do you think we should be acting with your question? What is your expectation?
Well, the expectation would be just be cordial, kind. I mean, like you said, if someone says hi to you, say hi back. Or, I mean, if you do know someone on Facebook and you interact with them on Facebook, it's probably, the best thing just you say, just give them a little hi, say what's up. Even if you don't gotta go out your way or anything, but just like, hey, how you doing? I see you on Facebook. Just let them know that you're not just some kind of computer love thing. So
is it okay if I just put on my status like, hi, all my Facebook friends?
You could do that. That covers all the bases, though. You know what I'm saying? So literally,
I'll do that tomorrow.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Got it.
So I think, say what up.
All right. Jeneal, you're up next. Second in line.
What was my question?
Your question was, which kind of plays into another topic which Titan had, is what does the rich life mean to you? Yes. And does status mean much?
We're gonna add those together.
Combine them together. Yes.
Yeah.
Makes sense. So I posed this question. I was pondering, as I do every single day, smoking outside. And I was like, what is a rich life? Because I feel like most of my life I chase a lot of things in terms of work. And at some point, I think this year I've decided like a rich life is sort of like where you are to me and kind of your happiness. Yes, I like materialistic things. I like to travel. I could be pretentious at times, but I feel like a rich life is more of a full life when it comes to like your values and like the core things, the small things that kind of make you happy versus the tangible. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Like sitting down, smoking every day and some weed, as Titan is doing now, and like just being happy where you are, I feel like can be a rich life versus always like chasing.
Very true.
No.
I agree.
Right.
Byron.
I mean, to me, you know, the rich life is something that niggas wish we ever had, but we'll never experience unless you sell your soul to the devil. So I try to fake the rich life every day, but I don't live the rich life because I'm not willing to sell myself and give my butt away. I'm willing to give my butt away. Then I'll be talking about the rich life. Other than that, man, we know we're faking the rich life. Wearing fake jewels from time to time, you feel me?
Other than that, you're living
riding in the economy car, you feel me?
Byron, it can't all be material, yeah.
Huh? It is all material, shit. Look, man, the rich people tell you how rich they are every motherfucking day. I just bought, especially the motherfucking Indians, man. They get on there and get bragging and boasting. I just bought a $650 million car, 500,000 miles per hour. They don't even care, man.
I gotta say this.
Indian specific. I feel like it's across the board. I don't know if it's just Indian specific. I feel like it's like a multicultural melting pot of people who do that.
True. But I will say this, I gotta chime in on this. Byron, all the real rich people I know, like you wouldn't even know they're rich.
Mm-hmm. There is a book called the $1 Million. It's a Millionaire Next Door.
Yeah, so like all the people I see niggas buying chains, buying all this, you know, like even like me personally now, like material shit is not even cool to me. Like, yeah, I want money, you know what I'm saying? I want to be able to take care of my family. I want to be able to do what the fuck I want to do, you know, whatever. But at the same time, because if I'm happy in my place right now, yes, there's the richness. Just like you said, I get to puff on the finest greens every day. So
we have a hand.
That's rich to me.
What did Chappelle say? Nigga said the most stickiest of the icky. So materialism is
I'm just waiting on my reparations so I can just buy me a brand new Cadillac. Buy me a 2 pounds of weed, nigga. I'm feel rich. Yeah, I'm gonna buy a chain for sure, cause you know niggas gotta buy a chain. That's just a ritual.
Why?
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm just waiting on. Huh?
This kind of goes into what I was gonna say, is that basically materialism is not for the man, it's for the woman. So Jeneal just said she likes materials or material things, right? So think back to like King Middle School, right? Where you had to come dressed fresh, right? like that was the first thing. We didn't have chains, we didn't really have money, but if you came with some Jordans, some Levi's,
starter jacket,
that got your foot in the door. You know what I'm saying? You're able to actually speak to that female because you're like, oh damn, he's dressing good, right? And that's what gets your foot in the door. You can't come through with Family Bargain Center, Wranglers.
No, wait, hold on.
Sprouse Ritz.
That's why I had no
from the Family Bargain Center. I did get a Pendleton every now and again from you.
And I had a Derby.
Right, but what I'm saying is
Derby's still out there, you know what I'm saying?
Those are accentuation pieces, right? But it's not your total fit.
No, but that's where the rich life, or this idea of a rich life, and the like misconception of it all started. You know what I mean? Like poor people, we all obviously felt like the way to social status is to have all of those things, right? Like we wanted all those things so we can come into school to be cool. But those are also the social dynamics, you know.
Okay.
Like these are social standards that we've been taught, one, and it could go way back into the history to look good. Like Black people, like one thing about your children is like they always got to be clean, right?
Mm-hmm.
The idea of them being dirty represents like poor.
Wash the back of your neck.
So I feel like we've been taught this idea of a rich life, but I feel like in asking the question, it's again to auto-correct the idea of what is a rich life for us versus like,
And like I was saying before, a Black person will never know the rich life because there's only a few Black people in America that you consider rich. Rich by what we consider a standard as rich is faking like we have money. You get $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, feel like we're rich, but then be broke again within 2-3 weeks, and really feel like we're broke again. Being rich on their standards, as far as the Indian, Chinese, white people, they can blow a pretty $10,000 and it doesn't bother them at all. You know what I mean?
So, okay.
We don't have that in the Black community.
So when we're talking about this now, let's add.
Maybe not in your community. There are rich Black people out there who have it.
I mean, what do you consider rich? Like I said, what's the money value? What money value do you consider rich? At what money value?
That's for you to decide. That's why I asked the question. What is a rich life?
I say 350 million starting.
Good Lord.
Number, right? Beautiful.
There you go. Yeah, well, 350. Yeah, he thought that sounded like Byron thought about that one for a minute, nigga. Not even a minute, nigga. That was just like nigga. I gotta be 3. I'm gonna have 3. If I
at least 350 million, you mean discuss being rich, like, you know what I mean? Like, because other than that, you can fuck off 100 million. There's many Black people out in the world that fucked off 100 million.
Yeah,
you know, 350 million. That's hard to mess off.
We see 70% of them in professional sports.
True.
They ain't had $75 million contracts, $125 million contract. Look at Delonte West, man. He out in the streets of LA right now eating donuts, talking about eating messing with LeBron.
He has an addiction, doesn't he?
He might.
He still have millions of dollars, man.
No, yes, true. But I mean, his addiction, again, that doesn't necessarily mean he had a rich life. You know what I mean? Like a rich.
He was rich, man.
Your money. Everybody correlates.
LeBron took all his money.
Currency, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're rich.
So, where does? All right, hold on. Let's go. Where does status play into this too, though? The status part. So now, with saying that, all the stuff we just said, with these people and seeing that Byron thinks 350 million is rich. So, what's the status now?
What was the question though? Does status matter, or is it important?
Why does status matter so much?
Why does status matter so much? Because it was taught to us. What do you mean? Like there's a hierarchy in this system. There's patriarch, matriarchs. There's the white America. There's this
construct. It's the construct.
Yeah, this construct that has been created in which we are in. So status is up there with what we were just talking about, social class, right? And
that can be broken down to like, the jocks, the cheerleaders, the nerds. I mean, it's all the same construct.
Okay.
Right. So does status matter? At some point in my life, it did matter. Does it matter to me at this point? Maybe not as much as it did before. I feel like I juggle with it just in my field because I'm in rank. There's like supervising producer, co-EP, EP, there's producers, so I'm always chasing that higher status. At least I have been for a while. And there is a frustration to it. And then you ask yourself, why does it matter? Well, one, because I'm a competitive person and I just like the idea of, climbing to another level. Mm-hmm. So maybe there's competition involved with that. But status also, do I want have something to prove? Yes. Do I feel like sometimes I have things to prove? Yes. So it's also attached to what your ego, right?
How hard are you willing to work to achieve your goals, and how far are you willing to go to reach the upper echelon to being on top?
Well, I think that's where I temper myself because I'm not willing to do a whole lot. Like I'm not willing to kill myself, be like an EP, or I'm not willing to sleep on a casting couch to become an actress or to have worked in that industry. Have I been approached at many times where somebody was like, I remember being a bartender and this guy worked at E for like one of the shows on E, and he was just I don't even know what the fuck he did, but he was an idiot. I will say that for sure. But he approached me, he wanted to sleep with me, and he was like so many times where he was trying to like proposition himself like, I can get you in. And I was like, well, fuck that. I guess I'll be a bartender forever because I'm never one sleeping with you because you look like you. And then two, it's just not what I want to do. So
it was more about his looks. It was more about looks.
No, it wasn't about his looks.
It was more about the moral.
No, it was more moral compass for sure, but also in addition to his looks, yes. But at the end of the day, I morally would not sleep with somebody for a job. I sleep with you because I want to. You know what I mean? Like I'm not sleeping with you for like your money. I actually just like you. So that's where I draw the line for myself. I can't speak for somebody else, but status at one point was very important to me, but not important enough for me to sell my soul. You know what I mean? I might work my ass off and argue with people, but I'm not like going to do anything that's immoral to me personally.
So
yeah, so that's why that's what I'm saying. That's part of being up there to the upper echelons of being rich. You have to sit here and take these offers that they give you, and
You're breaking up.
I said a lot of women be doing those things to reach that certain level.
I wouldn't just gender specific it, please, because you didn't do a poll. A lot of people probably do.
Yeah, a lot of men too. A lot of men. Yeah, I'm not gonna count the men out.
Please don't.
You seen little baby at the party getting sandwich. She's part of it too. He had to make that sacrifice as well to get the upper echelon, man.
So I got a question.
Hey, cuz don't ever say, hold on,
cuz. Go ahead.
Don't ever say someone got sandwiched ever again, cuz.
Oh my God.
He got sandwiched by two white dudes and was sitting there smiling in the picture while he was getting sandwiched.
The biggest smile I ever seen on any picture.
He gets smile. I'm talking about I smile filled with glee getting sandwiched. Like, oh my God.
Yeah, like, okay.
Oh, shit.
So I have to wait real quick before we move on. I want to say this. So that must go, it has to go hand in hand with your reputation, but people don't see that as it is today. So status, what I see is how, like I said, how many people you have following you on social media, how many dollar bills you can flash, or you got calling you, or, so why is it, when the fuck did that change so much though, man? Was it because of social media? Now that we don't care about anything else except like morals, there's no morals or anything like that. It's just status is who got the biggest bank account, got the most cars, it
was always about status, just that back then the status was who's the top drug dealer. Who's the best drug dealer? Who's making the most money selling crack? And who's the big baller out in the streets? There ain't none of them no more. All the drug dealers turn to drug addicts. So the only thing they can look to is the internet. I can't look to no hero on the streets. They're all on drugs. So my heroes are on the internet. I'm people's hero, man. When I speak, I'm people's hero. I make people happy. I make people sad. I make people feel like they want to beat somebody up. I feel like people make people calm people down. I am their hero now, and I can't accept that. I didn't never want to be nobody's hero. I just wanted to vent.
Okay, Michael, you are a hero, right? Is that
Wait, no, wait.
I am a hero to some people, man. I am a hero.
No, he said I ain't no role model. He said I ain't no role model. That's what he said.
No, that was Mariah Carey, wasn't it? Hero?
What?
Yes.
Well, it's the song, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what she was referring to.
Oh, okay. Byron, you a hero, Kev.
Yeah, man. Accept it, embrace it. You know what I'm saying?
Put your cape on.
Yeah. Status has always been around.
Like back then, when you was a drug dealer, like you got invited to houses, barbecues, people invite you to events, they shook your hand. Oh, that's that nigga right there. People smiling at you. Now you be a drug dealer, they gonna tell on you. They're not wasting no time putting you in jail. They find out you selling one thing, you are going to jail. Grandma's gonna put you in there, mom will put you in there, sister put you in there, your own brother put you in jail nowadays.
Man, that sucks.
Exactly.
So you better get your status up, man.
Right.
My status is up. I worked 12 years on my status. My status is high up. People look up to me. I just look up to myself sometimes,
That's what's up. Well, you know what? I think that was a good Al. We got to transition into your topic now because Byron kind of took it there.
What about looking up to yourself?
No, about Lizzo.
All right. So Lizzo's been in the news. She's getting sued by some of her former dancers for fat shaming. And
so, I'm sorry because I had to laugh.
So funny, Tiger?
I'm sorry, man. I had to laugh because
why?
What? We don't see no. There's no irony in this.
So Lizzo is in trouble. She's being sued by her former dancers for fat shaming. And T, you were saying?
I was laughing. I wasn't saying nothing. I was laughing.
All right. I would call him Byron, but he might go off first. Hey,
no, you gotta let Byron. Byron got to be last on this one.
All right,
why you gotta be last?
You going? We already know you gonna go in. So just like let us get us out.
I like Lizzo. I ain't gonna say nothing bad about Lizzo, man.
All right, so
I like Lizzo for real. She's very talented.
So my question is, how do you guys feel about that? Is that self-hatred, or was she always a bully?
She was always a bully.
So, Jeneal.
Where did that come from? Who said that?
It's a ghost.
Oh. I don't know if she was always a bully. I can't answer that question. I hope she wasn't always a bully, but I mean, at the end of the day, if she's being an asshole and, treating her employees and her dancers like shit, then she has to be held accountable. It's a tricky situation. You just never really know on what account, like if it's true or not, you know what I mean? Unless they have like actual video these days, people can say a whole lot of shit about you. But I don't put it past also, entertainers. They could be the hardest to work with, and especially artists. And they are known, some of them are, I've heard, are known to be mean and disrespectful and pieces of shit. So that wouldn't be surprising.
T?
Damn. You know what? Since in the essence of Talkin Spit, and it is after hours, I'm gonna say what I feel. So I don't know if she is a bully, but I believe that she doesn't think she's fat or big, and I believe she thinks she's thick, and I believe that she doesn't see any of that, and I believe everybody else around her, she thinks she sees fat people. So I just think she doesn't see herself as being big and that, and I think she might have fat shamed because just from the stuff I read, so I was like, good. I mean, I was like, damn. When I can't judge anybody like that, but I'm just making an interpretation of the stuff I read. So I just think she's really full of herself now because she's, who she is. She is very talented, and I don't know if she is difficult to work with, but I could see that by just some of the stuff that, you know, the people were saying. I don't think they would collectively get together and just be like, oh, we hate Lizzo. Let's just say all this stuff about her to get her in trouble. So
that's fair.
I'm just going off what I heard, what I read and stuff like that. So to me, she could be, it's just, that's what I got.
For me, it's a classic episode of, I mean, we've seen the movies before, like Can't Buy Me Love, She's All That, right? Where the main star is this nerdy person, an outcast who's not even being sought after, not even being looked at. Then once they have a huge makeover, they start getting popular and their ego grows and they start treating people who are just like them like shit. Like that's kind of goes into your status play as well. T is like people are a lot different once they get money. Yeah, no one really like me personally. I never heard of Lizzo until she became popular. No one, I'm sure she wasn't getting looked at, wasn't getting hollered at by the dudes. Then once she jumped on the train and everyone started to big her up and she got bigger and bigger, now she feels like she's and when I say bigger and bigger, I don't mean by weight.
But I feel like with a star, like I think like Lizzo has always, you're an idiot, Titan.
I was my whole weight,
Oh,
nigga.
God. I'm sorry, cause Al, cause you. It's funny because I kind of noticed that she did get bigger.
What's she doing onto you? Fat shaming over here.
Sorry. Good.
But I will say, I feel like she was always like probably a star. Like she always had this personality. Maybe she was like, you know what I mean? It just doesn't happen overnight. Like I feel like she's probably always had this like huge personality and confidence. Maybe. Sure, maybe even money and ego probably took over. She was probably nicer before the money.
True. But because she wasn't getting sought after or hollered at, like.
Right. Well, I agree with that part. Yeah.
You know, so money can change you. Once your status changes, money can change you as well. And as far as your attitude towards other people, like for me, you can't call like an ugly person ugly. You know what I mean? Like, and I see that a lot on Facebook, on the internet. Like, how's someone ugly going to call someone else ugly?
Well, hold on. I got a question for that because now when you got $1 million in your bank account, it don't matter if you look, like you said, the ugly guy. Now, what is it? You going from a 3, girls will put 5 on you, 5 points on you just because you got $1 million in your bank account. So your 3 is now an 8. So now you walking around like Lizzo. But
all right, Byron, go ahead and bring it on home.
I feel like, you know, times is hard and motherfuckers is trying to get paid. That's how I feel like. I feel like, you know, times is hard. We gonna find some bullshit story, make up something about Lizzo fat shaming me so I can try to get some money from her because she's making all this money and I don't like her, so I'm just gonna sue her. You know what I mean? Because how can you let a fat girl fat shame you? How can a fat girl fat shame you? That doesn't make sense. When I was fat, there was no fat dude that made me feel sad about being fat. There's skinny people, yeah, but there's no fat person running around that saying, "Hey, you fat as hell, nigga." Like, you fat, shut up. You can go fat and fat back and forth. I'm not gonna sue you if you fat. You call me fat, so it just doesn't make sense, man. It don't make sense to me. That's why I just look past it. People are just trying to sue you for anything now.
All right, that's a good point. That was a good point.
I mean, good for Lizzo. Standing in her truth. Speaking of staying in truth, Jeneal, Wayne Brady.
Oh man,
yeah, he's a pansexual. He recently came out as pansexual.
Man, what the fuck? I'm sorry to cut you off, but what the fuck is that?
It's where he likes everyone. Pansexual. Like whoever he's attracted to, he's attracted to men, women.
He's universal, nigga.
Yeah, he's fluid. I wanted to talk about see what everybody thought about it, because obviously I was listening to an old episode of yours. You guys were talking about what? I think somebody had posed the question about parents. Should both parents in, I think it was Daughters' Lives, right? And then you guys talked about sexuality and all that other stuff. So when I saw Wayne Brady, I was like, I wonder what they think. What are your thoughts on Brady coming out that he's pansexual? Should I give my thoughts first?
I have something to say real quick.
Go for it.
All right. I think Wayne Brady is falling off right now, and the LGBT. I'm sorry to say it.
Throw a life raft. He's looking for help.
And the coolest thing you can do right now is say you're gay, you're bisexual, I guess pansexual or whatever. And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to disrespect you. I never knew what the hell that really was. I thought it was just like you like boys and girls, bisexual. So I thought pan was another word for it. But I think Wayne Brady needs some money, so he's saying this. So because just like Lil Nas X, man.
I love him.
Is he really gay? We don't know. He act gay as hell, but he'll say something like, "Oh, I miss what," or something like that, and you just be like, "Oh, it's a question." So I think Wayne Brady needs some money.
Yeah, everybody know Wayne Brady's gay. Like, let's not play here. Everybody know he's gay, but I mean he's popular, so this is just a popular way.
He has a wife.
We got that much money. We don't want to necessarily talk about homosexual. You know what I mean? Because he's popular. He's popular. He's rich. He's not rich. He has a lot of money. He's almost rich. He's in the $100 millions, I think now. So you can wait. So he's rich. So we don't want to call him homosexual because that's so insulting to use nowadays due to gay rights. So we say things like pansexual. He's open to everybody.
Why can't he just be fluid?
People like we don't know what the fuck that means. You open anybody means that you open to a guy. You want a guy. You're dating a guy. You can say you pansexual and try to confuse people that haven't went to school and learned what the hell that means.
That was something that just came. That was something that just brought in the sexuality, or they brought in the sexual. What is that? Sex ed, or don't even do sex ed no. But that's something that's a new term, shit like that. We didn't know nothing about no pansexuals when we was younger.
We didn't, but there were people who were fluid. You just didn't know them. I mean, just like there were gay people in our neighborhoods or in our family, you know them. They just didn't talk much about it at those times, or
at that time, right?
At that time, they didn't speak about it because it wasn't popular. I feel like sexuality is a huge thing these days and always being talked about because I feel like it's evolving, and I feel like people are stepping outside of their rules.
No, they're stepping more outside of their gay extraditions now. So that's what it is. Now, saying pansexual, that's saying I'm messing more than with just a gay guy. I'm messing with transgenders as well. So now I'm multiverse homosexual now. I got the transgender, I got the gay guy, I got a lot of things going on. I'm multi-pansexual. That's what he's trying to say. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, does that also include animals too?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm about to say, good Lord, yeah, you tripping.
No, it's just human beings.
That nigga trying to heal the world, man.
They include dolphins as well.
And I think people are embracing it.
What was that?
A whole lot. I said I feel like fluidity is a thing, and people are just embracing it, and a lot of people are uncomfortable.
Hold on.
How are people still uncomfortable?
Yeah, go more. I want you to go more into that.
I feel like, well, maybe they're not. Maybe people aren't uncomfortable. They just all have a thought on it, which we all do. We're supposed to. I just think that fluidity it's not the popular choice, but I feel like people are starting to embrace it, and obviously it's a bigger conversation now, because you guys were talking about it 2 weeks ago, right? You were talking about how you're raised and how that alters, or being raised in a 2-parent home.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, how the
somehow influence your sexuality, which I don't think they're connected, but some people do. I don't think if I was raised by my mom and dad, if I was raised by both parents, I could still turn out X, Y, and Z, right? Or I could, not see any homosexuality and still have the desire to want to date a woman when I grow up and get older. Or you know what I mean?
You know, some places in Africa, they chopping off heads right now if you come out there saying you pansexual. So this is what it's about. It's really about America.
That's disturbing, right?
America giving human beings actually a chance to decide what they want to be. And they're making up names now what they want to be and who they want to date. Because in other countries, they're not putting up with this. They got a whole different rules. You're going to Russia saying you're pansexual. They're going to blow your brains out. You know
and you want to be in Russia, though? Would you much rather have a choice or not?
That America, with Joe Biden, America is going down, it's turning to Solomon and Gomorrah with Joe Biden. It's turning to Solomon and Gomorrah. All types of things, all types of homosexual activities going on out in America, and that's why a lot of things are starting to plunder down. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know, we allow all this stuff to happen in America. We allow other places people die. They say the word gay, they die. You know, in America, I'm gay. We give you season passes to Great Americans. You know, so it's crazy.
They should do that. But anyway.
I don't know if any of you guys have kind of thought about this, and I thought this a couple nights ago.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Byron,
it seems like, and Byron kind of touched on this a couple weeks ago. I think the shots starting to take effect because all of a sudden you have people just doing some weird and crazy shit that they normally wouldn't do. And I don't mean by Wayne Brady coming out as pansexual, but it just seems weird that all of a sudden, like, people are just doing,
y'all are acting crazy.
People are just doing some weird shit. And
all y'all that got the shot is doing weird shit.
People, no, I mean,
no, I'm playing.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like that's just where my brain is at right now. It's like, it just seems weird that all of a sudden, like in the news, people are just doing weird shit and, you know, just acting out of character. So
yeah.
I don't know if I agree with that, but I feel like people are always acting out of character. There's always some crazy shit going on, but I don't know. Because of the shot, I feel like pre-shot that happened also, but we are in I don't know. Depends on the thing.
Wayne Gray, the first nigga in the history of being a nigga that said he was a pansexual. Something's going on. Ain't no nigga ever
to come out and say it. Eddie Murphy's probably pansexual. Fucking.
What type of nigga are you to say you are pansexual? What are you talking about, nigga? Half the niggas smoking weed look at this shit like, what the fuck is this nigga talking about? Pansexual. What is this nigga talking about? You don't know. That's why you came with the question, Jeneal. Because you don't know what the fuck he was talking about. We over here presuming what he's talking about, but we don't know what he's talking about.
Well, we're talking about.
I will say this.
Quite a few.
I don't mind any adults' sexual preferences at all. If you're pansexual, gay, whatever, you know, whatever. As an adult, you're an adult. You can make your own choice. You know what? But I will say this.
But
I'm tired that they do not let the children be the children anymore. All this being gay and doing all this stuff is
the children.
All in the film. The TV shows, people, like, you know, like I said, like, it was just, I'll bring this up as an example. So a lot of kids go to baseball games, right? So the Dodgers brought those, what are those nuns called? Those transvestite nuns, whatever, you know, those nuns, they were some, like, they do, like, I don't know, they look like devil worshiping nuns. They're cross-dressing nuns and they dress up like, you know, fake nuns and shit. But they were at the Dodgers game being presented.
Queer and trans nuns at Dodger game. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, like, I don't mind any adult making their own decisions on preferences on what they want to be or like that, but I don't appreciate them. I want my child to still be a child. You know, so that is my only point with it. When they when they come to age, make your own choice of it. But right now, while you're my child, you're going to be a child.
But they're still a child, just the world's changed.
Yeah, but they're still a child. They're just witnessing the image of these nuns at, I think what it is, I think it's just a bigger conversation. If your kids see it and they have questions, you should obviously have the conversation with them about it, right? Like
Sure.
The nuns are there because they, one, probably don't believe in the Catholic system or the religion, right? And who should, because they're out here raping boys and shit, and they need to maybe revitalize that old, like, archaic system. You know what I mean? It's sort of, so for me, it's like, if your children see something that poses questions, maybe it's a bigger conversation where parents don't be lazy and explain to them maybe why they're doing that. You know, like, instead of parents saying they're gonna raise your kids, no, you raise your kids. You need to take the time to talk to your kids and kind of help them understand what they're probably looking at. And if they have any questions, they should ask you. Versus, you know what I mean, us just let the narrative go and let them read and watch whatever they want with no explanation behind it. You know, I feel like we have to unpack more for them because it's in their face. We can't really censor. I think maybe more of a, you're looking for more of a censorship, because back in the day we were censored. We didn't have phones. We couldn't kind of see everything in real time. You know, like, all the shit we did wasn't documented, thank God. But now everything is, and you kind of see everything. So you gotta over explain stuff to your children. They're gonna then make their own choices. But when people blame shit on the masses, you're teaching my kids, well, that's because you're not. Maybe you should take a little more time.
Point.
Yeah, very good point.
You know what I mean? So good point. There's an explanation for those nuns. They are offensive maybe to some people, but if children understood why they're there, maybe they'd have a better understanding of inclusiveness versus exclusiveness. You know what I mean? And they won't automatically just go to, oh my God, they're gay, and I shouldn't like that.
Okay. All right. On that note, wait, hold on. I gotta say this. On that note, I'm very proud of my daughter. All right, good.
Proud of her too.
All right, so we got Tory Lanez, we got Jamie Foxx, and the Alabama boat brawl.
Oh wait,
so which one you guys want to get into first?
Let's do Tory Lanez real quick, man. Free Tory, man. I on that. I don't know what happened, man, but I didn't believe Megan Thee Stallion and shit. So free Tory, but I think he got railroaded. But it is what it is.
You think he got railroaded? How you think he got railroaded?
Because he got 10 years. He should have maybe got time served in 5 years probation or something. I think that was justified.
Did he shoot her in her foot?
I don't know.
Yeah, he shot a black woman in her foot. You think he should only get some probation and the parent back in a couple classes?
I don't believe that. I don't believe that. So I don't know.
He just said that he should get a couple classes, you know what I mean, and a couple probation for 3 years for shooting a black woman in their foot.
I don't believe he shot her in the foot. I believe he was there. It was an altercation. I believe he helped escalate it, but I don't believe he shot her in the foot.
So are you saying that the other person shot Meg in the foot?
I'm saying the other person didn't mean to shoot her in the foot. I mean, you know, it's I can't say because I'm really there, but I have an interpretation of what happened. I'm not, you know, the crime scene investigative thing, but I put together my own thing. They was there.
Let me hear your story. Let me hear what happened.
I'll tell you.
Real quick, Let's break it down, start to finish.
So they was at the party, right? They was Megan was there with homegirl. They were drinking. They got out. Homegirl was messing with dude, and then Megan was messing with dude at that time. So when they found out they was mad, they was arguing the whole time. So they was like, "All right, man, we out of here." And then Tory was like, being the nigga he is, he's like, "Yeah, I mess with both of them, so nigga, you gonna want to go and see what's going on." So he's there egging it on and shit like that, you know, like maybe even trying to calm him down or whatever. Homegirl is going off on, you know, they're going off on each other like that. And maybe he said something or said something else, you know, to one of them. I don't know who it is. Maybe the homegirl, his Chelsea or whatever, set her off. She was like, bitch, I'll shoot you then, you know what I'm saying? Yada, yada, yada. And then, wow. So she was like, no, you won't. Bitch, you ain't gonna do nothing. You ain't gonna do nothing. And then she was like, all right, bitch, wow. She didn't mean to shoot her, you know, didn't mean to really shoot her in the foot. She meant to shoot, like, you know, just, you know, warning shot. But got her in the foot. Maybe some shrapnel hit her in the foot. Here we go.
And this is just insinuation. We don't know. These
That's
aren't
it, yes.
facts.
I don't know.
Where was
I don't
Tori
know.
at? So Tori was sitting on the sideline, witness.
He's sitting there laughing. He's
sitting there
laughing until she pulled out the gun, and then he was like, "Hey, you know, y'all chill. You know what I'm saying? It was all fun and games."
So he was the witness.
Yeah, no, he was the antagonizer. So it was all fun and games until she pulled out the gun. And then he was like, "Oh shit, chill out. You know, you can chill out." And he said, "No, bitch, I'm gonna kill this bitch. Yada yada yada." Wow, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna do nothing. You know, you can see it's too black. I'm not saying all black women are like this, but I'm just saying I could see Megan Thee Stallion being like, "Bitch, you ain't finna do nothing." And she's like, "What?"
So
wow.
so Tori in jail for keeping his stitch lit for Kelsey. That's what he said.
What? I don't need to say nothing else. Yes.
That's kind of what it sounds like.
That's what
yeah, wow. Okay.
Jeneal?
I mean, I don't have thoughts on Tori. Honestly, I don't.
Do you know him?
No, I don't know.
No, like as far as his music, you know who he is?
No, I mean, have you ever run across and being on the show, you know, doing the shows you do?
No.
What was it? Love? You said Love and you did Love and Hip Hop, right? Or was it?
I did Love and Marriage. So
Love and Marriage. Okay.
Yeah, our paths never crossed, and I haven't worked on any award shows that he was at or anything like that.
Okay.
I mean, I loosely followed the story, so I felt like if he shot her in the foot, then my only question is like, I feel like the only thing that pops in my head is like, did he like really shoot her with what kind of gun was it? Was it a BB gun? Because did her foot?
It was a purple 25 or something like that.
And like my thing is like, if you get shot in the foot, like what does that healing look like? Is there?
Right.
I don't know. I was just wondering about that.
Or at least you just have some broken bones in your foot or something from the impact.
Right. I'm just trying to go back in my mind, like when it happened, was she gone for like months? Like, did she just disappear? Did we not see her? Did we see pictures of her foot in like gauze or wrapped up or?
No, I don't remember that.
That's why I say some.
Was it like a ricochet bullet where like?
That's what I'm saying. Some shrapnel hit her.
Like, you know, it wasn't a punctured wound. I don't know. That's my only question. Where I just started to question that part. But
I may not be right, but I'm probably the closest to it, right?
Niggas won't believe you till your toes.
It was some strap now. It was some strap now. That's what it was no bullet. It was strap now, man. Man, you know, I can't say free Tory Lanez. I like his music, but man, you pull a pistol on a bunch of women in the middle of a scene, you want to go to jail as a black man in California. So, you know, he thought he'd get away. He kept making songs, you know, kept bragging about how he's not going to. He kept dancing, you know, kept making songs. Okay, now you got 10 years. I can't feel sorry for you. Yeah.
Kept getting dunked on in basketball too.
Don't talk about Megan. Leave her alone. He make another song about Megan, and I didn't do it because you know it was too much. It was too much wanted. Go to jail, man. Serve 10 years when you get out. I want to hear about how you felt about going to jail to start over. You know. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's Canadian though, so what does that mean?
Yeah, he gets deported when he's out. he has a good chance of getting deported.
He's not a comedian, he's a singer.
No, Canadian.
Rapper.
Oh my God. You're a comedian. He's Canadian.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's Canadian. Yeah, but yeah, so he's going back to Canada. You know, yeah.
Oh shit.
Speaking of that, going back, man, all right. I know this is somebody's topic, but I gotta ask too. Was Jamie Foxx's post anti-Semitic?
What was his post?
His post said, watch your friends or watch your back and they'll do you like Jesus did, or something of that phrase. But the Jewish community didn't take kindly to it.
So how is that anti-Semitic? And I'm not saying that it is or it isn't.
Because Jesus was a Jew. That's why. So they just saying that you gotta watch your back for Jews. I don't know. It's some hierarchy. It's some hierarchy hidden message type of stuff. Jamie Foxx took the oath. Jamie Foxx has a lot of money. He makes a lot of money. He took the oath. So he has to deal with the things that involve the oath and stuff, getting all types of stuff, all types of weird stuff that we don't know about. So we don't know really about the hidden message on what it means. We're just assuming what it means.
Oh. Okay. So,
do I hear T's X-Files coming on right now?
Yeah, I was just gonna think. So so Byron, that means what's his shaming ritual thing? Or you gotta
Yeah, hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, you gotta participate in all those activities. You feel him at all the parties, all them events with the white people holding hands and hugging. Jamie Foxx been there. Jamie Foxx been took the oath. You know what I mean? Like he disappeared. Jamie Foxx disappeared. Nah, he just getting reinvented. He's talking too much. We had to reinvent him real quick.
He's getting cloned.
Hey, I'm gonna jump on Titans train real quick. So do you think exactly? So do you think by him being in that movie, that's why he ended up getting sick?
Byron, we going back to it. Who cloned Tyrone?
Nah, they started talking about the Puffy party before that. Look it up on YouTube. He started talking bad on Puffy.
Oh yeah,
Puffy. He started talking about Puffy getting in dance with Puffy parties, talking about we really go down there and how Puffy be acting, what Puffy be wearing. He's talking way too
much. Take that.
Snatch his ass up. Hold on, what you think you doing? We ain't gonna kill you. We ain't gonna kill you today, nigga. We ain't gonna kill you today.
So if we see Jamie Foxx in one of the blockbuster movies like that, we'll know we know what it really is.
So wait,
look, man. They put him in Who Cloned Tyrone to give him a fit. He's on probation right now, so they let him do Who Cloned Tyrone while he's on probation right now. He may get a main movie maybe in 2 or 3 years. Right now he's on probation, so they gave him Who Cloned Tyrone a Netflix special.
It was #1 on Netflix.
So his post, and I quote, "They killed this dude named Jesus. What do you think they'll do to you? #fake friends, #fake love." Unquote.
Who killed Jesus?
Right.
Who killed Jesus? According to the Bible, who killed Jesus?
The Jews?
Right. So they killed Jesus. So that's what you talking about, man. That's some clone type of stuff. Like I said, man, he about to get hacked again. And he didn't get reprogrammed right. He about to go missing again for another 2 or 3 months. Where's Jamie? So, girl, get comfortable. He's gonna hear his soundtrack. Yeah. Man, Jamie better stop playing, man. He ain't learned his lesson, boy. You know what I'm saying? You see, Eddie Murphy learned it. A lot of people learn their lesson. They keep playing, man. They gonna hide your ass away somewhere. Look at Kanye. We ain't heard from Kanye. Kanye way out in Italy somewhere with some shoes off with a half sweater on.
Damn.
Oh Lord.
Man, he's crazy, man.
All right,
that's being rich though. Kanye's rich. You know what I'm saying?
I believe there's an element of shit we don't know about. There's a lot of stuff that goes on out there that I don't ever want to know about, and it's crazy. So
you ever met Kim K?
I've never met Kim. No, but I have been in the club with her, and she was right in front of me with Reggie Bush when she was dating Reggie Bush.
And then Heisman got snatched up and she bounced.
But I went to a Jamie Foxx party also. He's interesting, that one. But yeah.
Yeah, we won't give too much information on
I think Jamie Foxx is pansexual too.
I do too.
But anyway.
Yes, the list goes on, but
it's the shot. Nah. Speaking of shot.
That fame shot, or just, you know.
Speaking of shots, some niggas took a shot over the head with a chair in Alabama.
That was magic.
Right.
So
when I watched it, I teared up.
So I get a video from my cousin, and I'm like, okay, there's a black dude and white people jump him. So I'm thinking like, okay, maybe this is like, you know, it was a racial thing. And so I started to see more videos on my feed about what happened, how it all started. So this black gentleman who's a security guard there, he was only doing his job, and he let the people know who owned the actual boat, hey, we have a bigger boat coming in. You can't be parked here. So you need to move your boat. And of course, in status, rich man head is like, nah, I'm not moving my boat.
No, not rich man. It's called white entitlement. Let's be clear.
White privilege.
Gotcha.
There we go.
Okay. So
Mississippi.
So they had WP, Dub P, and you know, they started to attack this dude. All of a sudden, you see some nigga jump into the water and swim across.
16-year-old kid
got out and started laying hands on somebody.
Crew worker.
Yeah, so he was a crew worker of the actual ship that was trying to port, which is funny because I guess it was like a Q-Dog convention on that ship or something like that. So yeah. A melee broke out. People got broke down to the very last compound.
Wrong day.
You know, it's the shot. Niggas is acting all out of sorts. It was cool. I wouldn't say cool. Like I can't even say proud. I thought at first, like, all right, man, good for us. But then again, I started thinking like, man, that's kind of bad for us, because once they start seeing, oh, niggas are stand up for themselves. All right, let's move this up a level.
Nah, I don't think so. I think it's gonna be the other way around. I think it's the other way around. They wanted us to be divided for so long. You know, all the older generation, they've been trying to divide us for so long, and now that gesture right there is gonna be like a tidal wave. So anybody want to start trying people now and doing all that shit, you know, they gonna know. They will watch out for, like, you know, 10 niggas around the corner ready to come and jump on you for, you know, doing shit. That's just, I don't think it's gonna fly anymore. There's too many of us out here. Like,
I think the comments, but what is it? We are not our ancestors. So, and that's, you know, there is this culture, group of people, we're going to fight back, and we're no longer boys. No, you know, people aren't taking yo boy anymore, or that type of like slander without like, you're going to get fucked up. I was proud. I watched the video. I was like, what is this? And when I was, I said, oh my God, when he threw that hat in the air, he was like, fuck it. I'm just going to lose my job today. It was literally what
Nah, this dude had to be old, or he must have not ever been in a fight. So he threw the hat up for a distraction, like, hey, look at this, huh? And then it didn't work out, and he started to get jumped.
Nah, see, the thing is, it does work every once in a while to a goofy person, but what he should have did is he should have threw the hat at him, you know, right at his face, and then the fish should have came right behind the hat.
But Was him throwing that.
Y'all been talking this long, y'all ain't talked one time about how the niggas swim 300 feet to a fight and beat niggas' asses. That nigga's a motherfucking superhero, nigga. You should give him props and him props only. And you ain't seen a nigga swim that far. You probably seen a nigga swim maybe a couple yards, you know what I mean, get tired. You ain't seen a nigga swim 300 yards, nigga, to a motherfucking fight in the lake. Get up out of it. DDT a couple niggas, sock a few motherfuckers up. He was on one. That's what I'm proud of. Everybody else,
and the voiceover, the lady's voice who was
I know, hey, she had me weak. She's like, hey, look at young boy. Look at you, go get him, young boy. Look at that young boy. He going to get him. What? He gonna get over there.
Like, go ahead, young boy. He swim.
That shit had me dying too. I was listening to her commentation. She's like, ooh.
Everything about that video was epic. I swear. It was a beautiful thing to witness. I don't condone violence, but at the end of the day, they needed their ass beat because that boy who, and I know it just took one of them because they were yelling back and forth. He was already taking too long. Like, if I asked you to move your boat.
Right.
Like, that's just it. Like, it was just taking way too long, especially if you know there's a big ass riverboat coming in. They all deserve their ass beat. And I'm so glad it was televised. I am so glad it was televised. I think that what we also get lost in is, like, we're no longer the minority. We have to remember white people are the minority now, I believe. I think that minorities, Black people, Hispanic, brown, color, we're no longer the minority.
Quick question. So when it comes to like the census of nationalities or like races, do they keep a log of mixed people? Because normally, like, you know, the world's like 40% Black and 60% white or Asian or Hispanic, but you never hear about the blended population.
Right. You would think
not too many blended people, man. Everybody blended up. People wouldn't say that. You know, no one's truly what they say they are. Everybody's mixed with something. You know, it's just that they look at your skin color and determine what you are in America. So if you're Black, if your skin color is Black, you're Black. Ain't no way around it. You keep seeing try to say you Trinidadian and all this bullshit. No. You a nigga. Your skin color is Black, you a nigga in America.
Back to those boxes.
Hold on.
Sorry.
I want to say something. I don't think they do the census correctly. I think they skew the numbers on it. Because if it did show any other, you know, excuse me, I'm going to call it an informality because, you know, like say if there's predominantly 70% or what was it, 52% of America is now a mixing pot of Black people, Mexican people, and all this stuff. And then it shows, you know, Caucasians is 48%. That's going to cause an uproar. So they got to keep the census like it is for the older generation not to do, you know, think they're losing touch. It's a conspiracy behind it again, of course.
That, for sure. And other reasons, but I won't say.
How you guys feel? You guys, everyone doing well? Everyone doing good?
Yeah, I'm hot. I need to turn my air conditioning back on because I turned it off so we can.
Gotcha. I was confused. I said, I'm hot and just stopped.
Yes, and I have to go back to work, guys.
All right. Well, thank you, Jeneal, for joining us once again.
Let's wrap it up, guys. Wrap it up.
That's what I'm getting ready to do, Byron. All right. Well,
hey, I want to thank y'all today. I want to thank Jeneal. She was a great host today. She's very funny. You know what I'm saying? We had a really good time. It was a good mess. You know, hopefully you come back to the show again because it was very hilarious today. For real.
Oh, thanks for having me. I had fun.
Yeah.
Likewise.
All
of you. I had fun. Thank you. I think I'll be back.
You know, Alan actually asked, you know, Simple, when you're on the show, he acts very cool and calm. He ain't coming with
he ain't trying to get on it, but
yeah. No kind of, you no rebuttal, nothing. Okay.
You know,
no rebuttals.
The reason being is, I watched our last episode, or I remember our last episode that we did, and it kind of got to me a little bit, just the being so argumentative, you know what I mean? And I realized, you know what? I don't always have to get my point across. So sometimes I'll just secede to whoever's argument it is and just let them have it from now on.
Oh, you gonna let us trip over our own? Okay.
You gonna let us what?
He gonna let us make the talk until we mess up ourselves.
I didn't say that.
You didn't have to.
And thank you guys once again for Talking Spit After Hours. We your hosts, TJ Bay, Siren Low, Creflo, Jeneal Hill. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm your host, Alan Poe. If you like it, you like it. If you love it. We love y'all. See y'all next week. Peace.
We out.
Bye.
Appreciate y'all.